Hi, welcome to Nigeria Superfans Forum, a program specially designed for you, the fans out there. I'm your host. My name is Oluwafemi Ashaolu, and today on the show, I have with me in the studio a seasoned analyst and the president of Kayode Ogundare. Kayode, you're welcome.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, you're welcome. So, the international break is over, and we have the European leagues back, the Premier League, the Spanish La Liga. So, Kayode and I will be taking you on a trip into the world of football. So, just pull a seat to yourself while we'll go together on this trip. We'll be right back. Please stay with us. Kayode, let's talk about Serie A now. Okay. Inter Milan, they will be hosting Napoli. And of course, our boy, we are proud. We are always proud to talk about him. Victor Osimhen, of course. What do you expect from that game?
I think the players coming in from the international break and everything, I expect fatigue and everything. I don't expect a top quality game because of the fatigue. Players coming from all over the world, South America, Africa, and everywhere around the world. So I'm not sure we'll see the kind of game that Napoli have served us this season so far. And luckily, the same thing will happen to Inter because these are two big teams. They have international players on both sides. Yeah. So that means they've cancelled each other out in terms of expectation due to fatigue. But having said that, the quality of the players itself will still be there. So I expect this to be a very, very big, great match. Feisty, all tackles, flying, everything. Yeah,
it's a Serie A game, of course.
We're talking about the Serie A. But at the end of the day, I have this attraction to Napoli.
Because of
one, even though the team I support in Serie A have always been Milan. Luckily for me, AC Milan are also doing well. So for me, either of the two are afraid to win the league. But for the sake of our boy, I pray too that it will be them. And these are the games they should be winning. These are the games they should be winning. Because
Inter or Napoli?
No, I'm talking about
Napoli.
These are the games they should.
But it's going to be a very difficult game. You are playing the San Siro.
Yeah, it doesn't matter wherever you are playing. Just make sure you bring your A game. Because at the end of the day, the fans will be there. You are also exposed to playing in the big stadium. You have a big stadium yourself. You have played before very hostile crowds before. So those will not intimidate you. What happens is what the 11 players at every particular time on the pitch is able to do. If they bring their A game, I don't see them not getting the result here. Because, see, the truth of the matter is, AC Milan is breaking down their necks. They cannot afford to
they're tied on point already.
They're tied on point already. Just the
good form, yeah.
Now, they must get the results here. Because, don't forget, every point will count at the end of the day. So, for me, I seriously think they can get something here.
Okay, very briefly before we go, let's look at both coaches. They are new coaches. Of course, Spalletti came to Napoli to replace Gattuso. Then, of course, we have Inzaghi. That is the younger brother of Filippo Inzaghi, Simeone Inzaghi, coming to replace Conte at Inter. How would you assess the performance of both coaches? Very quickly before we go.
Spalletti is an old horse. He has been around, coached Roma for several years.
In the Serie A especially,
yeah. Especially coached Roma to successes. They played in the Champions League, everything. So he's not new, and age-wise, he's older. Yeah. So he has the experience. And that's what has been seeing the team through. Fine, the former coach did a very, very fantastic job last season. I'm talking about the general
Gattuso.
And he has come in and picked up from where they left it off last season, and he's doing the needed now. So for me, I will edge him ahead of Inzaghi in terms of experience, and then too, in terms of the quality of players that he has had to work with. So far, he has bettered the team in. Don't forget, Inzaghi has come in to inherit the champions. So for him, he has had little to do. Just keep the team together, apart from the absence of Lukaku.
I was going to say that.
Lukaku, they have the core of the team intact. So he has not had to do much. Like somebody who is coming in, taking up a team and
particularly getting the best out of Osimhen this season.
Out of Osimhen. That should tell you that Spalletti has done better relatively compared to Inzaghi.
Okay, let's take a trip to Spain. A legend returned to Barcelona. I'm talking the person of Xavi. And I think the atmosphere alone at Camp Nou has changed. But this weekend they'll be having their hands full in a local derby against Espanyol. What are you expecting? What are you looking at? Dani Alves has returned. The president of the club, Joan Laporta, has also said he's not ruling out bringing back Andre Iniesta from back to the club, and also Lionel Messi. But let's look at the weight of expectation on the shoulder of Xavi. Do you think you'll be able to turn things around at Camp Nou?
I like that expression, weight of expectation. I sincerely hope the burden of expectation will not kill Xavi. And it's expected. It's coming in at a very, very difficult time. I'm not sure there's any manager that will come in at this time that will not have his hands full. I just hope, like you said, that they will not, it will not overwhelm him. At the best of situations, even when they had the best coaches, there have always been problems playing Espanyol, being a devil, a Catalonian devil. So now you are now playing with a manager that is coming in just a few days into the job. Players are just coming in from the international break, and everything just points to the fact that it's going to be very difficult. But I just don't want us to judge Xavi on the basis of this result alone. I don't want us to judge him. He's going to have a good time. He has ideas. He has proven himself fine in a lower league. Hey, he shows what he's capable of doing. So let's give him the chance. Let's see how he performs. But Barca are a big club. If he doesn't do well, they will show him the way out. Forget whether he's
Okay, but let's look at let's just stay with Barcelona.
Okay.
They've had a very poor run in the Champions League so far this season. In La Liga, they are currently ninth. Just 2 places above the Espanyol, who are in 11th position. What do you think is the problem? Was it that because Lionel Messi left and Andre Griezmann went to return to Atletico Madrid? Was it the fact that these players were allowed to go and they brought in some new set of players who have not been able to gel with the team? The back line is very porous. Piqué has been in and out of injury. What do you think is actually the problem with Barcelona?
It's a mismatch of everything you've said. Messi leaving, but that's not the reason why they are having this problem. This problem was 2 seasons in the making. Last season, Messi played when he ought to have left, and he played like a man who was just playing with his physical body. His spirit was out of the team, even as the last season. So you could see that this wasn't the Messi of old. Now, that coupled with new players coming in, players aging.
Was it because of the problem he had with the former president before Joan Laporta came in?
No, it was always the fact that Barcelona failed to plan for life after Messi. Even if Messi had ended his career in Barcelona, one day would have been one day that he would leave. They never thought the day would come that soon. And because they did not plan for it, when he said he was leaving, nobody was prepared. They brought in new players who had not gelled. 1, 2, who were foreign to the Barcelona philosophy. 3, they had aging players like Piqué. Piqué is not the Piqué we've always known.
Sergio Busquets.
All of them, they've come of age, and that is affecting them. The pace of the game is beyond what their legs can carry.
But the president is even planning to bring back Messi and even
that is why I think he's living in the past. Names alone will not play the game.
Dani Alves is back.
That's what I'm saying. Names alone. Alves, fantastic player in his prime.
Yeah.
Not now. You cannot compare the Dani Alves that left Barcelona with the one that is coming back. Yes, sir. So for me, I think this is going to be a short-term solution, and they will now plan long-term. You understand? Because this is sure they are looking at players out of contract that they can bring in before January and everything. But at the end of the season, I hope they're going to sit down and think this through. That you cannot continue to hope that Dani Alves will carry you in 2-3 seasons. You cannot continue to hope that Iniesta, whether he comes back or not, will help you in the long term. You have to sit down and think through the La Masia philosophy. Is it still working or not? If it's not working, dismantle it, think about something new. If it's working, bring in players from the La Masia Academy who understand the philosophy, who have the DNA of the club in their blood. Because when you bring in players that we saw with Griezmann that you talked about, Griezmann came in, fantastic player, but he couldn't measure up because he was foreign to that kind of setup. Memphis is there now, but he's just scoring the odd goal. He hasn't really settled down. He hasn't bedded into the team now. So you need players who have come through the ranks. They can easily adapt to the situation. That I think is the problem.
Okay, at the time, Real Madrid also had this kind of setup. When we had the Raul Gonzalez, Pedro Muniz, the likes of them, they grew from the academy.
Exactly.
But now you see Real Madrid, they easily bring players who didn't grow from the academy. But now it seems they've moved on. Unlike Barcelona, who are just trying to move on from, like you said, the Messi era, the Fabregas era, the set of those guys who came from the academy into the team.
There are two different situations now. Barcelona have always been known, ever since the establishment of La Masia, to bring in players using a particular philosophy. Unlike Real Madrid, that their own philosophy is to bring in established players who are already established. Now that's why I said you're talking about two different scenarios. That's why it's easier for a player, a big name, to go to Madrid and do well. It rarely happens in Barcelona. Henry, Zlatan, all of them have tried it. It doesn't work. So that's why I said you have to go back and readdress the philosophy of the club. If it's no longer working, dismantle it, look at what Real Madrid are doing, and you can also do it.
Okay. Of course, no one is envious of Xavi Hernández right now because of the weight of expectation on his shoulder. And we'll be watching to see what the difference or the changes that will be able to bring into the Barcelona team as they host Espanyol this weekend. This is where we'll be drawing the curtain on this edition of Nigeria Superfans Forum. Until we come your way again next time, I remain Oluwafe Mashalu. Bye for now.